nice wedding, the best I ever seen. Hey, really? We picking up the trail, we must remain. The time is wrong, we need to exit. Come on. Take your time to think before you blink. They remove the sweaty man. Life will go to waste. They put nothing in place. Willfully design the escalation of crime. So you see me out with your friends to take us on this sunshine hope with your friends.
Divine Master, as we gather here tonight, we ask you to pour your precious blood over all gathered here. We ask you to look at our candidates tonight, Mohammed, Faris Al-Rawi. As we bring them to you, we ask you, dear Father, that come September 7th, you do what you have to do with them. Guide them from now till then. Continue to bless them thereafter. And we know that you have what it takes to keep us together. We ask you to bless the people gathered here tonight, Lord. Bless them, guide them, guard them. Continue to bring them closer together in true P&M style. Help us to be calm, collective, serene. As we hear the speakers tonight, let them present to the people of Trinidad and Tobago what they want to hear. Good governance. Lord, we ask all of this in no other name but in your name.
I ask you to join me in a lusty round of applause as we welcome to the podium young Master Joshua Rigelo. This evening he's our youth speaker, ladies and gentlemen.
There is a force that some may describe as dormant. A force with a privilege that in some countries some fight and even die for. A force with a privilege that even some within take for granted. A force empowered with a right that has the power to change. A force who, when united, can change a society, can better a society. I am a part of this great force. Mr. Mohammed, candidate for Point-a-Pair. Mr. Faris Al-Rawi, candidate for San Fernando West. Good evening. I am Joshua Rigelo of San Fernando West. I am a sixth form student at Naparima College, which is also located in San Fernando West. I was born and have lived all of my life in the city of San Fernando. I come from a P&M family. My family members support the P&M and represent or have represented in various ways. For as far as I remember, at election time, the warning P&M flag is placed in the porch of my house, similar to that of the flag placed on beaches, to warn bathers of strong and turbulent currents. But this one clearly states, don't even venture there. There's strong P&M voters living there. Yes. My parents have instilled in me values and principles that steer my path and influence my decision. My decision making, but individuality and freedom of choice was taught from the exit of the womb. A choice that I have made, and I say to you without any reservation this evening, that I have chosen to support the People's National Movement. And let me tell you why. 3 years, and especially at this time of year, I hear my parents' stories of the hardships that they endured to gain an education. They constantly reminded me of the sacrifices that were made for the purchase of books and other items for school. My father in particular reminds my brother and I of our fortunate circumstance in comparison to his time, where school books had to be purchased, which made the back-to-school preparation difficult and financially challenging for most. The People's National Movement implemented textbook program provides all children with the majority of textbooks necessary for their studies. This allows for every child to be on equal footing, which is extremely important in this competitive academic environment. Prevalent in our society, the relief provided to families from this P&M initiative allows our parents to distribute their limited resources elsewhere in the family. The educational policies laid down by the People's National Movement over the years have allowed for every child to have the opportunity to attend a secondary school, as opposed to older times where education was for the fortunate and affluent. But P&M policy didn't stop there. The People's National Movement, as we all know, introduced free tertiary education for all. This has changed the face of this country, allowing persons that could only dream of having a university degree to have it within their grasp. Again, my parents tell stories of themselves and other parents quite like them saving from the day that my brother and I were born to ensure that we could be able to access tertiary education. Now, this level of education is available to every Trinbagonian and for free. Everyone is taking advantage of this P&M education initiative. We see so many adults attending classes, some studying alongside their children. My father never appreciates this, but because of this, he was able to complete his MBA last year. Proof that the free education from nursery to tertiary is alive. I always took the idea of free education for granted until just recently. In July of this year, I attended an international conference in Europe where I met persons from 73 countries. And it then dawned on me exactly how fortunate I really was. So many of the young persons attending, like myself, were contemplating their next move with respect to their course of study. This was being done based on their parents' financial standings and their personal savings. Whereas my concern was achieving the grades, which I had full control of because the P&M implemented policy would support me. That was a serious reality check. While at this conference, I had to speak in front of large groups of persons on topics of both national and international significance. The opportunity afforded to me to speak at P&M meetings, such as this one, to be on a stage with great men, such as Mr. Mohammed. Wow. To be a member of the P&M Youth League and be involved in projects of national interest, ensure that I was able to represent my country comfortably and effectively. This is the proof that the P&M believes in youth. I enjoy the thrill of performing, as you saw. And so one of my major hobbies is playing the steel pan. I am grateful to the P&M for having the foresight to construct the Southern Academy for the Performing Arts, or SAPA. I have performed in theaters in foreign countries, and I have come to realize that the provision of SAPA gives young performers the opportunity to experience performing in a space that is on par with international standards. It also gives the art and our culture the platform that it so rightly deserves. These are without a doubt motivating factors that have spurred me along the way to exercise my right of freedom of choice and have ultimately chosen the great party, the People's National Movement. At an independence youth rally on August 30th, 1962, Dr. Eric Williams said, "To your tender and loving hands, the future of the nation is entrusted. In your innocent hearts, the pride of the nation is enshrined. On your scholastic development, the salvation of the nation is dependent. You carry the future of Trinidad and Tobago in your school bags. We are reminded that we, the youth, have been charged with the responsibility of safeguarding the principles of this, our great party, and have been given a virtual gift, that of education and creative freedom. With men like these representing our great party, with every youth spreading a message of the belief that the PNM has in them, I urge the youth to stand up and support their candidates. In point of pay, vote for Mohammed. In San Fernando West, in my constituency, a candidate who has promised to listen to the young people and support us, a proud San Fernandian, and the next member of parliament for San Fernando West, Faris Al-Rawi. Terry Jadoonanan or Portuguese. As an individual, your vote may seem to be just a whisper, but when your voice is combined with the voice of another who shares your view, it becomes a mighty thunderous roar, a country-changing PNM roar. There is a force with a privilege that in some countries, some fight and even die for. A force with a privilege that even some within take for granted. A force armed with this privilege that has the power to change. A force who, when united, can change a society, can better a society. I am a part of this great force. You are a part of this great force. We, the youth, are this great force. And on September 7th, after we have drenched our index fingers and fully exercised our privilege with our balize planted firmly upon it, collectively, we shall all say, great is the PNM, great is the PNM, great is the PNM, and it shall prevail. Thank you.
My young master, Joshua Regrello, the PNM is in safe hands. We have continuity. We train our young people well.
Bring down the power of love, I say. Bring down the power. The power of love, I say, is the greatest power. Stop hell and damnation. Bring down the power. Love to heal a nation is the greatest power.
Allan bring down the power. And tonight, Point Up here is bringing down the candidate who is going to be the next member of parliament for the constituency of Point Up here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome our candidate, your next member of parliament, Mr. Mohammed.
The power of love, I say, is the greatest power. Stop hell and damnation. Bring down the power. Love to heal.
Good evening, Point Up here. Good evening, San Fernando West. Ladies and gentlemen, before I start my speech, I just want to stand here for a moment and look at you. And I want to say that just over there, I spent most of my life. I looked at my father from since I was very little, grow a business just over there. And I want to say today that when I was growing up, looking at him and dedicating his life to customer service and public life, I also was witness to the growth of this beautiful constituency. I was witness to Texaco changing to Petrotrin, to Trintok and then Petrotrin. I was witness to a lot of the development, private development in Marabella. And today, ladies and gentlemen, I am now the second generation asking for your vote for public service for this very constituency, the great constituency of Pointe-à-Pierre. Madam Chairman, our political leader and next Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, the Honorable Keith Christopher Rowley, fellow candidate and next MP for San Fernando West, Faris Al-Rawi, Councillor for Marabella West, Laverne Smith, past PNM councillors here tonight, Christine Kangaloo and the Pointe-à-Pierre campaign team, my walking team, support team and area managers, my thousands of followers on Facebook and social media, and this is the part I like the best, my beloved constituents of Pointe-à-Pierre and San Fernando West. Good evening to you all. Welcome to Pointe-à-Pierre and San Fernando West. Firstly, let me say how happy I am to be here and to address you this evening. To be here in Marabella, to be among my own people, not only in Marabella, but in the constituency of Pointe-à-Pierre as a whole. I am very pleased to be on stage with my friends, Faris and soon Fitzgerald Hines. I am sure all of you don't know, and I'll be a little informal here with you all. I have known Faris Al-Rawi since I was 5 years old. He and I went to Grant Memorial School together. And from Grant Memorial Presbyterian School, we have remained friends ever since. But I have a punchline for you. I know Fitzgerald Hines many, many years as well. Fitzgerald Hines and I attended the same law college in the United Kingdom, where we both got our law degrees. And the reason why I am telling you this is because PNM people don't come together by VAPs. It is a respect and a relationship in one common understanding that goes back a long time. And I wanted to share that with you all here tonight. My name is Mohammed, and I am offering myself to you, the good people of Trinidad and Tobago, to be the next MP for the great constituency of Pointe-à-Pierre. I am here tonight for one reason and one reason only. And Faris is here for one reason only. And Terry is here for one reason only. And that is to serve and to give you the next generation of representation. A representation that is continuous, a representation that is visible, and a representation that is accountable. Ladies and gentlemen, I am from this constituency. My family have contributed their lives to this constituency. And my party, the People's National Movement, under the leadership of Dr. Keith Rowley, have put me forward to serve you, the people of Pointe-à-Pierre. On September the 8th, the business of our nation will go forward. But on September the 7th, you must decide how that business will go forward. I believe, and many of you believe, that a new government must intervene now to stop the chronic corruption and abuse of power that has been experienced under this PP administration, and if not stopped, may throw this country into a long and difficult recession. Government's interference in our major industries in Pointe-à-Pierre has resulted in gross mismanagement, and production in some of these industries are at an all-time low. This PP government has not and cannot provide the solutions to our problems. This PP government is the problem. History will show, and the future will reveal, the terrible price to pay if we do nothing. History has also shown that the architect of industry and commerce in Pointe-à-Pierre and the party responsible for the overall development of Pointe-à-Pierre is none other than the PNM. The PNM vision of middle-class infrastructure and industrial development in Pointe-à-Pierre converted former sugar estates into industrial areas and is now subject to neglect, misfortune, and decay. Come September the 8th and the ensuing days, weeks, and months, my first responsibility is to reach out and heal the deep wounds of disappointment and neglect that have fallen upon the people of Pointe-à-Pierre, and to re-aspire the people to trust and to have faith again in proper and effective leadership. I stand in my party that is familiar with proper corporate governance, and the PNM will revisit the corporate waste and mismanagement of these state industries and state boards, and to return normalcy and accountability that has been absent for the past 5 years. My objective as MP for Pointe-à-Pierre is to promote as best as I can a healthy, vigorous, growing macroeconomy in Pointe-à-Pierre, and to promote a better standard of living for all constituents. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been walking this constituency for the past 9 months, meeting and greeting the people of Pointe-à-Pierre. I am very familiar with the infrastructure of this constituency, and I am also very familiar with the infrastructure that is needed. In Batu Avenue, one of my first priorities is to treat with the issues of the Marabella recreation ground and to bring reprieve to the young people of Batu Avenue and environs by providing them a functional and well-lit basketball court, football field, and rugby field. Many may not know the efforts of our local Marabella rugby team. They qualified for international events without the support of a convenient and accessible rugby field. I am sure many other sporting clubs in Pointe-à-Pierre experience similar difficulties. I intend to advocate for proper sporting and recreational facilities for youth development. Continuing on my walkabout, in Soledad, I saw the hardship encountered by Zaria and Rafina Khan who experience chronic flooding because of incomplete box drains. In Teague Village, Tara Sipol and her community is subject to flooding because the river has not been cleaned for years. It has been left unkept and neglected. A similar flooding situation also pertains in Bunsey Lane. Additionally, in Suku Trace, some pavements are left with uncovered manholes, and this poses a serious safety risk to pedestrians, particularly at night and when it is raining. I encourage the constituents of Pointe-à-Pierre to look at the areas where such infrastructure pose a safety risk and to report such matters to the new office of the PNM MP. These are just some of the instances of neglect that have plagued Pointe-à-Pierre in the last 5 years under this UNC-led PP administration, and to which I propose to bring change. I will combine all of my skills and all of my God-given talents and devote myself squarely to the constituency and to the people of Pointe-à-Pierre. Ladies and gentlemen, what I have mentioned previously are some of the localized challenges in the constituency. There are some constituency-wide challenges of concern to me that I know are of great concern to you. And these include, number one, Pointe-à-Pierre needs an improved constituency crime plan, which will include the expansion and provision of additional resources for the St. Margaret's and Marabella police station. Number two, building of a new market in Claxton Bay, including a new fish market and a focus on lowering food prices. Number three, completion of the Harmony Hall Community Center. Number four, refurbishment of the St. Margaret's Community Center and the upgrade of the Claxton Bay Health Center. Number five, the creation of new industries in Pointe-à-Pierre. Number six, improved delivery of local infrastructure through local government reform. Number seven, working with the youth, particularly rescuing the young men from crime and hopelessness and returning them to a contributing role in the home, in family life, and to society as a whole. Constituents of Pointe-à-Pierre, my wish as your representative is to make things right again. I wish to encourage a new political attitude, and I want you to join with me on that journey. We must start somewhere, and I say we must start here, and we must start now. Politics involves taking a chance. I have taken a big chance here to put myself out to be your representative, and it is something I did willingly, and I am very comfortable in doing that. I now ask you to take a chance, not only on me on September 7th, but on Dr. Rowley, on Faris, on Fitzgerald, on Randall, on Terry, on Clarence, on Maxie, on Stuart, on Lovell, on Alicia, and all the other PNM candidates. I know that the victory we seek on September 7th is not going to be easy. The UNC's Dr. David Lee may feel that it is his turn now, but Lee has declared publicly his intentions. He plans to walk in the footsteps left by Errol MacLeod. And Mr. Lee has said he will continue the legacy left behind by Errol MacLeod. Ladies and gentlemen, think about those words carefully. When you go to the polls on September 7th, and think about if you deserve another 5 years of abandonment and stagnation. I know, and the UNC knows, that I am the better man for Pointe-à-Pierre. I will lead as a better man, and I will lead together with you, and that is my promise. Let me start my leadership in Pointe-à-Pierre now by appealing to you, all PNM supporters in Pointe-à-Pierre, this election season, not to spray paint our PNM symbol on the roads and pavements and walls. I say this because our symbol is sacred and should not be where it can be stepped on or driven upon. Our PNM symbol should be displayed in places where we should look up to it with pride, as a great symbol should. Let this symbol be a reflection of the continued development of a great people and a great nation under God. Ladies and gentlemen, the future does not belong to the faint-hearted. It belongs to the brave. The PNM is taking us to a brighter future, and by doing so, we must say goodbye to the PP and the UNC. We must act today to preserve our tomorrows. Let us act today. Come with me. Let us take back our nation from this PP government and return a PNM government to our nation. Bid farewell to the UNC by voting PNM on September 7th. And in Pointe-à-Pierre, and don't forget this, PNM means put Neil Mohammed in Pointe-à-Pierre. It takes a great party. It takes a great party to make Pointe-à-Pierre great again. It takes a great party to make San Fernando great again. And that party is the PNM. Great is the PNM. Great is the PNM. Great is the PNM. And we shall prevail. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Bring down the power, love to heal a nation is the greatest.
Mr. Mohammed got me scared there, so I thought tomorrow was election and I was getting ready to go and vote in the morning. I say, you see me ain't going, straight to the polls. Mr. Mohammed on fire. He's on fire. Fire! Neil Mohammed on fire! And he go fire them! Out, out, out they go in. Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, I feel the power. I feel the power in that man. I tell you, I thought tomorrow was election. Ladies and gentlemen, let us pay our dues. We have with us the Deputy Political Leader of the People's National Movement, Ms. Joan Yule Williams. We have with us our house, ladies and gentlemen, a former Member of Parliament for the constituency of San Fernando West, Ms. Diane Sukaran. We have with us a former Member of Parliament for the constituency of San Fernando West, Mr. Junior Regrello. Our next speaker is young, vibrant, and he's also on fire. Please help me to welcome to the podium the next Member of Parliament for Oropuch East, Mr. Terry Jadoonanan.
This is about our children's future. We can't give up now. We must believe. We've come a long way together as a nation, standing side by side. Still a long way to go. We gonna get there. I see the faces.
Point up here. San Fernando West. I want to feel your love. Point up here, make some noise. San Fernando West, make some noise. Lovely. I am Terry Jadoonanan, the People's National Movement candidate for the constituency of Oropuch East. I came here tonight as one of you all to show my support for Neil and Faris. I had no intentions of coming up to the podium to speak, and they called me from the crowd. And I am so amazed and taken back from all the support that I'm seeing right here tonight. You all should give yourselves a round of applause. The PNM is leading to victory on September the 7th, and that is clearly shown here tonight. Sometimes on my walkabout, I'm asked, why am I doing this? Why am I going up in Oropuch East against the Goliath, Rudal Munilal? And my response to that is, in biblical days, David did beat Goliath. And I am not afraid to stand here and give my support to the people of Trinidad and Tobago, and give my support to my country, and support Faris and support Neil in the cause that Dr. Rawi has called us upon here to do tonight. We will all say on September the 7th, great is the PNM, great is the PNM, great is the PNM, and we all will prevail. Thank you all very much.
This is about our children's future. We can't give up now. We must believe. We've come a long way together as a nation, standing side by side. Still a long way to go. We gonna get there, standing side by side. I see the faces.
I need help. Ladies and gentlemen, young men and young women, Dr. Rawi could not be here tonight. He is in Port of Spain. I would like Dr. Rawi to be aware of who the next Member of Parliament for San Fernando West would be. So I am asking you all to raise your voices and welcome to the podium a man who the soon-to-be opposition cannot find a candidate yet. They send candidate east, they can't send on west. They send candidate in a remote about, but they're still looking. They need microscope and thing. They can't find a candidate for San Fernando West, and we are waiting, ladies and gentlemen, because we are ready. Because we will beat them in it, and we will beat them in it, and we will beat them in it, and we will beat them in it. Ladies and gentlemen, join me and welcome to the podium the next Member of Parliament for the constituency. The constituency of San Fernando West. What is his name? Call him. Call him by his name. Ladies and gentlemen, remember his name. He is going to go down in history. He is. He is. He is. I can hear you. Let Dr. Rawi hear you. Let Campbelle hear you. Ladies and gentlemen, what is his name? Again. Faris, 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 Al-Rawi.
PNM family, tell me, are you ready? To build back a country.
gentlemen of Pointe-a-Pierre and San Fernando West, ladies and gentlemen of Trinidad and Tobago, Assalamu alaikum, Sitaram, in the name of God Almighty, through His Son Jesus Christ, welcome to a PNM spot meeting. Look around and understand who we are. We are 5 Sundays away from a general election. We are 1 month tomorrow away from the eve of elections. We are celebrating this year 60 years as a political party in Trinidad and Tobago. Our name is the People's National Movement. We move through the ages. We move through the streets. We move through philosophy development. We move through government and opposition, but we move always forward because we are dedicated to service. Ladies and gentlemen, you have on trial in Trinidad and Tobago a political party that says to you, judge us by our history, by our consistency, judge us by the fact that we are capable of learning from our lessons. Judge us by the fact that we are bound together through discipline and organization. Witness us at work, 41 candidates, led by one of them as a leader. We offer on stage every single day in conversations with our people, our thoughts. We come and we walk street by street, house by house, corner by corner. And we do that because we say we want to know the people who we represent. We want to see the issues that concern us. When we walk with generations past. Tonight we saw young Joshua Regrello, son of Junior Regrello and Kamla Regrello. I am son of Diane Sukaran, who is daughter of Lionel Sukaran. Neil Mohammed is son of Fen Mohammed. And we come to you with generations of experience. And I want to ask you, as you see Junior Regrello and Kamla Regrello and Diane Sukaran walking the streets of San Fernando West with Laverne Smith, proud councillor of Marabella West, side by side with Jennifer Marichaud, past councillor for Marabella West, as with Alvin Reese, past councillor for Marabella West. Generations together coming to say, I introduce you to the new servant. I ask you to support the new servant. Where is Errol McLeod walking through Pointe-a-Pierre? Where is Carolyn C. Prasad Bechan walking through the streets to say, look at what we have given you. Look at the support we have given you. Meet your new candidate. Where are they? Now, those of you who know me know that I do not speak ill of people. But I have to point out the obvious. I have to point out that Marabella, divided as we are between Pointe-a-Pierre and San Fernando West, where is our share of $400 billion? Street by street, people tell you, I want my grass cut. Street by street, people tell you the Marabella River is foul and putrid and overflowing, and my house is at risk of falling apart. Street by street, young men tell you we need jobs.
We don't want a handout. Street by street, you see children in homes with no community center, no recreation center. Street by street at night, you notice that there is no life in San Fernando proper. No entertainment, no security. We don't enjoy our city. Where do our businesses earn their money from? And how many of us have money in our pockets? San Fernando proper is the home of the 4 top SEA students, one of whom we'll meet tonight. San Fernando girls, 2 of them, TML, Grant Memorial Presbyterian School. We gain the greatest number of scholarships. We produce people with excellent ability. But where is our fair share of employment? Do our people live as the working poor? Do our people live in unemployment or underemployment? Are we happy with the services which the government gives to us? People, when they meet me and they see this large bunch of people walking behind me, some of them mistakenly say, "Minister, I want to talk to you about something. I need a house. I need my drain clean. The government didn't do this for me." I say, "No, ma'am. No, sir. That's your PP government working for you. That's not your PNM government working for you. Because the last time your drain was cleaned was when the PNM cleaned it. The last time you saw your people employed with a future and an opportunity ahead of them was when PNM promised it. The last time Trinidad and Tobago got 26,000 homes built in 7 years was under a PNM government. This government delivered 3,000 homes for $7 billion, and we delivered 26,000 homes for $5 billion. But it didn't get us the opportunity to give it out. So where are your homes? Mothers who have children who pay in rent that they can't afford in Marabella and San Fernando. Where do our young people go for employment? What is their opportunity? The welders that live in the area, the masons, the skilled people, those who have studied psychology, those who are in human resources, those who are well educated, where is their opportunity? They tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that the PNM has no plan. You hear that everywhere. They spend millions of tax-paying dollars to tell you Rowley has no plan. I want to ask you this. How many of us in Trinidad and Tobago have read a UNC plan in your hands? I thought about it the other day. I realized that the government is asking for Rowley plan, which mind you will be published in a matter of days. They are asking for it because they clearly have none of their own. What the government is intent on doing is distracting. When Kamala Prasad Bisesa, the Honorable Prime Minister, says to you, "Rowley, what's your plan?" Say, "Madam Prime Minister, what is yours?" When the Prime Minister tells you she will build a suspension bridge from Trinidad to Tobago in deep water where you can't see bottom and you can't sink piles and you have to spend the national budget in anti-corrosion paint just to keep it from flaking, ask her, what is your next plan? When she tells you Rowley going to build a rapid rail, ask her, if it's not good for Rowley, why were you in 2012 building a rapid rail over the bus route? I'll tell you why they want PNM plan. Because they know that we are capable of delivering excellent policy and executing it. Make no joke about it, ladies and gentlemen. We built 26,000 homes. We expanded Gate. We expanded business opportunities. We created a diversification of the economy to tell you, let's educate you and let's employ you. We built an industrial sector. We built a generation plant to make electricity, to have industries created, and what did they do in 2010? They shut down the plant and they have electricity to sell to nobody. But it's not so that is only the problem. Because when the plant shut down, the job shut down. And you educated people that had nowhere to go. And when you built a highway, the most expensive highway in the world, to bypass San Fernando, you made sure there was no reason to stop here. Why would you stop in San Fernando West? To enjoy our beautiful waterfront? Why would you stop in Pointe-a-Pierre or Marabella to enjoy our beautiful nightlife? Why would you stop for business here? Where are they? How does the dollar circulate? Everybody open your pocket. I did the mathematics. Take $400 billion divided by 1.3 million people. Check your pocket and see if you have $400,000 roughly by the time you take loans and you add them in, etc. Do you see it in your pocket? Now tell me this. When the PNM says that we want to reform local government, and we tell you that the vision is that you take the local government, the city corporation, and you produce a Tobago model, let me test the idea this way. How many of you know the members of parliament for Tobago East and West, currently and previously? Can you remember them? Who was the member of parliament prior to the two people there now? And can you name the two people? But how many of you could put up your hand and say you hear the name Orville London? Why do you know the name Orville London? He is not the member of parliament. He is not the MP. What he is the equivalent of the mayor in Tobago. But what he has, ladies and gentlemen, he has the money and the people to get the job done. And what he has is the ability for Tobago House of Assembly to employ 65% of Tobago. And for Tobago to have the cleanest streets, for Tobago to have the best buildings, for Tobago to have jobs done by Tobagonians. And ask yourself, if your mayor of San Fernando had a team of people where you could hire San Fernandians proper, including Marabella, Pointe-a-Pierre, parts of Oropuch East, etc. If you had the ability to hire more people and have your welder from Marabella fix the welding in Marabella, your contractors in San Fernando fix the drains in San Fernando, repair the buildings in San Fernando, fix the schools in San Fernando, do the road works in San Fernando, buy in from the hardware in San Fernando, buy in groceries in the groceries in San Fernando, would you not think that San Fernando proper will develop? And when you hear the PNM say in that new model that you will go out and do a social survey and create a register of people, all who are unemployed, all who are underemployed, all who need jobs that match their training, so you move out of underemployment and working poverty. When you hear that, don't you think that that's a better solution? Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, let me give you an example. The Marabella River is overflowing. It is filled with garbage. It smells most of the time like a sewer. People ask you, can you fix the river? Can you stop the flooding? Laverne Smith, like councillors prior, has been in the tail of the Ministry of the Environment and Water Resources. They have a whole ministry headed by a fellow named Ganga Singh. She went to them. She said, listen, that river needs to be cleared. You know what they did? They hire a contractor, they pay a contractor, and then they tell the contractor, stop. You know why they stopped? They did not know they had bridges crossing the river. I have here a letter, July 7, 2015, from Ministry of the Environment and Water Resources, saying clearing and desilting of Marabella River. They did not know about the bridge on Jadoonanan Street, photograph number 1. They did not know about the bridge on Pariag Street, photograph number 2. They did not know about the bridge on Ramsamud Street, photograph number 3. They did not know about the bridges on Batu Street, photographs 4 and 5. And they're asking the city corporation to go and demolish them. Yes? So when you want to know why your river ain't clean, ask Ganga Singh what they're doing with the billions of dollars and why they hired, it seems, a contractor whose contract had to be stopped because the contractor did not know that they have bridges crossing the Marabella River. After they made site visits. That means they come, they see the thing, they take the contract, and they didn't know after they watched the bridge and crossed the bridge that the bridge was there. And for the residents who live and cross those bridges every day, how do you get out and in from the area without a bridge? That is your government working for you. But ladies and gentlemen, I don't have an opponent in San Fernando West. Neil now get one who we never hear about. Terry Jadoonanan, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you who Terry Jadoonanan is. He is the soldier for the PNM who watching a Goliath named Rudal Munilal and saying, I am prepared to come and cut your tail. He is a young man who answered the call of the PNM and said, I will stand up. He's a successful businessman, but I will come and serve my country, and I ain't afraid nobody. But ladies and gentlemen, we are not fighting them, you know. Those of you who have received calls, emails, and cards in your mailboxes, you are told, vote Kamla Prasad Bisesa. So Kamla Prasad Bisesa is running in San Fernando West, Oropuch East, Point-a-Pierre. Right here. 3 seats. Well, I put in on a challenge tonight. I am calling on the Prime Minister and Rudal Munilal to leave their safe seats and come and take me on. Come in San Fernando West. Let me see what you're made of. Come and fight me. I ain't afraid, not all of you. Because if you're really serious about your popularity and your beauty contest and all your government working for your promises paid for by taxpaying dollars, come and test it in a seat which is a marginal seat where you have not had the courtesy to come and meet the residents. How many of you have met my opponent on the street? Raise your hand. You meet the man who running against me in San Fernando West? Casper the Ghost? How many of you have met Dr. David Lee? Put up your hand. How many of you have seen your best representative in Point-a-Pierre, according to the PP, Errol McLeod? How many of you have seen Carolyn C. Prasad Bechan? Ladies and gentlemen, my point that I am making is not against the people. My point is against their system. Their system that they hope to persuade you on is that the whole election, the 41 of us named, nominated, and running in the election for the PNM, we all fighting one label, one person, Mrs. Prasad Bisesa. But ladies and gentlemen, when you get into the ballot box, I want you to look at the paper carefully and tell me if you see the PP as a registered party. Tell me if you see Kamla Prasad Bisesa a K as a registered party. And let's get serious now. Analyze what we are saying about policy. Analyze that we are saying we deserve a better life for our youth, for our elderly, for our underemployed, for our unemployed. And we are saying to Trinidad and Tobago, the shift that is required to bring services, your real tax-paying dollars working for you. Because make no mistake, it is the poor and middle class that pay the bills. Because you get your salary after deductions for taxes. Your taxes are being paid to fund the government is working for you campaigns. Your taxes went to the contractor to clean the Marabella River after he visited the site, who then says he didn't know they had bridges on the site. Your homes are being flooded out by a proper sewage river. Because that is what we live in. And do we even remember how you were treated in Point-A-Pay in the oil spill? Ladies and gentlemen, it is remarkable to me that you hear people say that they are undecided. They're not undecided, you know. They just won't say. And ladies and gentlemen, your civic responsibility, whether you vote for the PNM or against the PNM, is to vote, because that is your say, and accountability comes with your empowerment. I genuinely believe that issues ought to occupy the platform, and tonight I am putting the Marabella River as an issue on the platform. Tonight I am putting housing as a platform for everybody who's paying a rent. Tonight I am putting social services delivery for our underemployed, unemployed, impoverished and sick and children as an issue. Tonight I am asking if it is good enough for our children to play only in the road dodging cars. Tonight I ask, why should the children of Bayshore and Marabella and Point-A-Pay not have the courtesy of a proper playing field, of a proper community center, of a proper lighted area? That is it. That is, ladies and gentlemen, issue analysis. Can we do it? Yes. Will we be once in a 5-year politicians? Every politician comes to your door, they say. They knock on the door and they tell you, please support me, sir. I promise to be better. But is it true to say successive governments, PNM, UNC, COP, NAR, have all suffered from a lack of delivery in the short term? Is it true to say that? Yes. So, let's analyze the issue. Why? If you keep pouring money into the central government, and you pour in that money so it reaches down to the ground, to fix the Marabella River, to dredge it and desilt it, you have to go through Ministry of Water Resources and the Environment. You have to hire a contractor there. The contractor work from Port of Spain. He get the contract, he visit the site, he come down on the ground. He then realized they have bridges he didn't see the first time he check it. He say he can't do the site. What happens is that your money gets wasted. That's right. And what happens is that the vast majority, the billions of dollars that we are spending, never get to the people's pockets or in front of their homes. Because what are issues for us? Cleaning, garbage collection, employment, desilting, flooding, traffic, entertainment, prospect for a future. And what we say in the PNM is, if that system of pouring it from the top and hoping it reach the bottom is not working, then change it. And we say that the trick to changing it is to reform local government by giving it the money so that your councillor in Marabella West, who you know by name, who knows where you live, who knows your problems, can have the money and the employment opportunities to fix the problem. The definition of insanity is to do the same thing over and over and expect a different result. And what we are saying is, you would be happy to know that your local government representation is working for you. Yeah. So that you don't only rely upon your MP to fix everything. Because, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to all get productive. It's time for us to all do our fair share of work and to be rewarded for it properly. It's time for us to feel that when we pay our taxes, that we see value for money. It's time for us to say we believe in Trinidad and Tobago. And what the PNM is saying, those of us who are willing to serve on this occasion, because, ladies and gentlemen, judges, policemen, and lawyers stand in a revolving door that turns very quickly. You're in today and gone tomorrow. And what you ought to be leaving behind is the mark of your good work and service. And the PNM says in this new structure, that is the way that you will not see your MP once in every 5 years. Because all of us intend to be in regular communication and visitation with all of our constituents. But to do it, you have to have a structure in place. And when we get serious now, ladies and gentlemen, we now talk about how does the game get played and how is it won. If you believe the UNC give up in their fight, you have another thought coming. But I can tell you, Neil has worked his constituency for 9 months. I have been there for a few months before that. We have only walked our constituency a couple of times. We have visited house to house, door to door, street to street, and have had umpteen meetings. So our opponents physically cannot do the same thing. They physically, if they drive wrong whole day, start in the morning and go whole night, they can't finish map the constituency, not even once. So what does that mean? Is electoral fraud real? Do people who live on commercial lots that's blades of grass or now a big supermarket, can 25 people living supposedly in a house vote there? According to the UNC, yes. But ladies and gentlemen, it gets worse than that. You, the people of Trinidad and Tobago who are being asked to support newcomers, you are going to be invited to sell your vote. It's a reality. We've heard about it. Men tell me, boss, I got $500 last time. I'm looking for another $500 this time. And I said to the gentleman who told me that, have you done the mathematics? $500 plus $500 is $1,000. $1,000 divided by 5 years, by 365 days a year, means you work and sell your soul for 54 cents a day. Are you worth 54 cents a day? Do you think if they double the money, triple the money, multiply the money by 10, that your children are going to have a better future? Ladies and gentlemen, they could try any trick in the world. Our souls are not for purchase. Do not put God out your thoughts. Do not turn your back on righteousness. Do not turn your back on belief in a better future. And for 1 minute, accept what they tell you. You are better than that. And for those of you who feel that we are not watching and not zealous, I will invite you to inspect my record as an attorney, and I'll tell you, I don't sleep. I am prepared to hunt it down and work day and night, and if somebody had to make a jail, they make it a jail. Because that is electoral fraud. So ladies and gentlemen, we offer you a philosophy. We offer you a policy. We offer you named faces and identities in the form of a people. We tell you, man and woman at a time, as representatives, that we back Dr. Al-Rawi because he is a serious and honest man. We tell you that the system is broken.
Yes, it is.
We tell you that we have a policy for fixing the system. We tell you that the policy shift means jobs. It means better life. For 1 minute, appreciate this reality as an example. San Fernando West has 30,000 people. San Fernando East, about 30,000 people. Pointe-a-Pierre, Oropouche. East, West, Pointe-a-Pierre, Oropouche. 4 trees are 20. 120. Let's look at it. We are serving in the broader communities coming down to DB Penal, 200,000 people odd. And the people to provide your security in the regional corporation is the municipal police who work in for the city corporation. How many people you think you need to service 200,000 people? How many people you know they have? There are 24 municipal policemen working to secure 200,000 people. You are told with your government working for you that you must accept the community police. Who are they? Who hires them? How much do they earn? If you have a problem concerning them, who do you tell? How are they disciplined? Who are they? You have a badge number to report somebody? Is there a commissioner of police? Is there a police complaints authority to deal with them, to lock them up? So, when the PNM tells you that we want to increase the local government by expanding the municipal police and inviting young men and young women to take up careers in law enforcement, isn't that a job? Want to hold your head up high? When we tell you that we want to take contract workers working in government ministries and make them permanent so they could get a car loan and a house loan and afford a standard of living, isn't that a good policy? When we tell you that you should not spend 3 hours of traffic in the morning and 3 hours of traffic in the evening, 6 hours, nearly a whole working day to go and come back from work, and we tell you that we want a rapid rail system so you take 20 minutes to get where you're going to and from. Isn't that a philosophy and a policy worth considering? Yes. Doesn't that mean that you can live further away from your job? Buy a house in the further suburbs that costs less, that you could build for less because you don't need to live right next door to your job? Yes. Isn't that philosophy and policy? So when Mrs. Prasad Bisesa says to you, Rawi, where your plan? Say, where's yours? Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, this meeting was advertised only locally. We walk street to street and we ask people to come out. The PNM is never afraid to do its job. If we do the job wrongly, we tell you, vote us out. But we say to ourselves, we are not a fly-by-night collection of politicians who don't know where we come from. We are not leaderless. We are not without policy. We are not without volunteers. We are not without structure. We are not without integrity. And when we tell you that the only solution you get from the People's Partnership, if that's what they really call, because I don't know how many of them had left in the partnership. When we tell you that the only solution to their bacchanal is that they create another bacchanal to knock out the previous bacchanal, know that we're telling you the truth. So ladies and gentlemen, I have one vote on my right index finger. One vote. Neil Mohammed has one vote. Terry Jadoonanan has one vote. Randall Mitchell has one vote. But we intend, the four of us, to operate San Fernando as a whole. East, West, Pointe-a-Pierre, Oropouche. It's not by mistake that we are together, you know. It's not by mistake you see us coordinating. We are bringing a different approach to politics. One where we are prepared to stand side by side and work as brothers and sisters for everyone. Because those of you who may not vote for us, those of you who are thinking of voting for us, we are coming to secure your vote in the next election by our performance, by being more than once in a 5-year politician, by changing the system so that we are not the definition of insanity, by addressing crime and security, by addressing unemployment, underemployment, the working poor, by growing the middle class, by bringing businesses alive in San Fernando large, by bringing hope back to the homes. We are committed to expanding our housing policy. We are committed to so much that you can rely upon, because, ladies and gentlemen, our leader says, stand up and serve. And if you are in charge, if even for one day, be in charge. Ladies and gentlemen, I can only say this to you as I come to an end before I do one thing, just before I finish after this. Because there's a young lady in the crowd that I want to bring onto stage and ask you to welcome. Her name is Lakeisha Paul. Ladies and gentlemen, she is our own little darling. She is from Bayshore. She placed 4th in the SEA examinations in Trinidad and Tobago. She is an example of what all of our young people can aspire to, can become, should be, and she defies categorization because we have faith in her. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to show your love to Lakeisha Paul. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to tell her that her future is bright. I want you to encourage her that there is hope on the horizon. And from San Fernando West, your Uncle Faris gives you a small token of appreciation with lots of God's blessings to you, darling. I am very, very proud of you.
Hi.
She has now given her first public performance. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations, Lakeisha. Naps girl now. Naparima girls, ladies and gentlemen. Another sterling institution. So, ladies and gentlemen, as Laverne said, we need to come out in our numbers. We need to make sure that every human being that we know comes out to the polls, because this is not a time to say we done win. This is not a time to say I go in later. This is a time for the ladies who control your homes. Because let's make no mistake, the ladies control the homes. For you to send every one of your family members out to vote, check their index finger and make sure they voted. And ladies and gentlemen, as Laverne said a little while ago, we're going to beat them in the east. We're going to beat them in the west. We're going to beat them in the north. We're going to beat them in the south. We're going to beat them in Pointe-a-Pierre. We're going to beat them in San Fernando West. We're going to beat them in Oropouche East. And we're going to beat them in San Fernando East. Great is the PNM. Great is the PNM. Great is the PNM. And we shall and will prevail. God bless you.
I usually have quiet, except when I have to speak up. A former councillor is here tonight with us, Sharon Thomas Mooney, and she showed me a secret, and she said, don't tell Faris. She told me, and I'm not telling Faris, I'm telling you. She told me that Faris' campaign manager, Mr. Terence Brigade, along with a young lady, I think it's Kafia, they sent out a threat, a message to the PP. They said, well, since they can't find one candidate to go up against Faris, send two. And I heard Debbie Callis told me that she never knew they could have sing so good. They responded, they can't answer me. We begged them, not for too. I would like to say a pleasant night to two of my fellow colleagues, the councillor for Marabella East, Councillor Arnold Subrim, and Marabella South, Marabella, Councillor Philip Montano. And I would also like to say, we must give thanks where thanks is due. Mr. Allan Campbelle, and he's not a candidate, did and continues to do a lot for Marabella West, and by extension our city. From Monday night mass, go right back. We must say thanks. Mr. Allan Campbelle has, in Marabella West, I must add, the Nurture and Achievers Foundation that Mr. Allan Campbelle himself founded, and Ms. Lakeisha Paul is one of its beneficiaries. Ladies and gentlemen, please say thank you to Mr. Allan Campbelle. He is also Mr. Mohammed's left hand, right foot, left foot. And he's also the owner of our very own carrot shed.
Thank you very much. I didn't know that Allan Campbelle would have been called to say 6 words. I just want to clarify something, you know. Since 2012, the foundations, we have been having classes every Saturday at the Friendly Society Lodge for Standard 3, 4, and DSA students. Lakeisha Paul has been attending our classes since 2014. I think it's November 2014. And Lakeisha Paul came from the San Fernando government, girls government. The classes are really designed for students from the Marabella boys, girls, and the Harmony Hall Government School, Harmony Hall Presbyterian School, and the Marabella Government School. But when I was approached by her mother, and I was told XYZ, I had no hesitation in accepting her into the classes, right? And it really gave us great pleasure, great pleasure. And I'll tell you a little secret. Lakeisha Paul came to our classes. Her maths rating was in the 70s. And after 10 months, Lakeisha Paul's rating in the SEA exam went straight up to the 90s. She was the top student of the classes, and she's in the first 200. I think she's fourth in the first 200 in Trinidad and Tobago. The fact also is that Lakeisha Paul comes from Bayshore, a depressed, so-called depressed area. And I just want to urge parents today to think twice. It is not the environment that you come from that determines who or what you are. It's that willpower, it's that parental guidance that determines that. So Lakeisha Paul, I say once again, if you look on Facebook and if you look on YouTube, if you look on YouTube and you punch in No Child Achievers Foundation, you would see Lakeisha Paul. She was the subject of a story in the Mirror a couple of weeks ago, and if you buy the Newsday, sometime over the weekend from tomorrow, you'll see Lakeisha Paul, right? There's a story about Lakeisha Paul. So once again, I want you all to put your hands together and let's hear it for Lakeisha Paul. Thank you very much.
Ladies, it's a pleasure to say thank you all. You have been a wonderful company for this evening. But let me please say one thing. All of the t-shirts, all of the flags, all of the clapping, all of the serenading will be worthless if you all don't go to the polls and vote soundly, vote resoundingly for the People's National Movement. Ladies and gentlemen, please remember, take your mommy, your daddy, your stepfather, the cousin, the neighbor. Ladies and gentlemen, please let's send a message. Scandal is already on TV. They are now in our parliament. Let's get rid of them. Vote resoundingly for the People's National Movement. Pleasant evening, one and all. Be safe.
Tell me, are you ready? To build back a country. We keep rolling. For your love, for your country, make sure you vote for the PNM family. Say, come on, my people, let's stand together underneath the red, white, and black banner, yo. Burn out corruption like leaves, it has scattered. With tricks and insult, the people they're flattered. The partnership done sink already. So vote PNM with Dr. Kid Rowley. Like me in the right time, I've made up my mind to build back the sweet paradise. Tobago, are you ready? Rolling with the red.
As you're walking here tonight, I have your voice, but no, I want your face.
Okay, you have my face now. I can't match. No. I can't match. I get it. You know, you're not going to say everything. I know.
All right, let me go for this picture. I don't cut between the two men. I
Good,
don't know.
good.
Where's your daughter tonight?
She went home already. I just phoned her to find out where she is. They already reached home.
On the roads, everywhere. Every time he says they're running candidate, I run right past him.
But anyway,
Nobody does it better.
Welcome to San Fernando West and to Point of Air, where we've had a shared meeting tonight. This has been excitement. It was a spot meeting, but it was massive. And we spoke to issues and under-service. Neil spoke to commitment and to promises in the constituency. The PNM has been street by street, corner by corner, house by house, introducing itself and its policies and its people to the people of Trinidad and Tobago, because they deserve respect, to know who we are, and for us to go and ask them for their votes whilst knowing where they live and what they want. So Neil will tell you how he thought today was from his perspective.
I am privileged to share with my people tonight in my constituency of Point of View. I have had some great people with me tonight to share a political platform. Faris Al-Rawi. It was a pleasure speaking in my hometown, a town that I grew up with, and a town that I am from. Thank you so much. Thank you all for being here, and thank you for the support. Great is the PLM. Thank you so much.
thank you all. Right. To my people.
Suzanne boy.
I want to figure out. I don't want to buy the words.
The real deal. You're going on? 1.1 and 1.0.